Hi everyone, I'm back with another Top 5 Wednesday video, and this one is Top 5 Non-YA Books. Now, I try to put non-YA books in a lot of my Top 5 Wednesday videos, but yeah, this one is going to be chock full of that, I guess. So I have one children's book, one chick lit book, and then 3 romance novels. And 2 of the romance novels are by the same author, and I kind of didn't want to do that, but really like both of them, so it happened. So the first one is the children's book, and that is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is like my favorite book. I love it. I adore it. It's amazing. This is from a time when children's books were literature and not just like throwaway books. Not that there isn't really good children's books now, I think there is, but this is just, to me, it's from a different time, and I love Mary Lennox. She's like my soul character. She's really flawed, but a lot of her flaws are flaws I have. So I identify with that 10-year-old little girl like nobody's business. And this story always gets to me emotionally, and I love all of the characters. I love her. I love her cousin Colin. I love Dickon. I love her uncle. I love just everything. Next is the chick lit book. I feel like chick lit would be a completely different kind of fiction. And that is, I mean, really anything by Sophie Kinsella you really can't go wrong with. And I feel like this isn't everyone's favorite, but for me, it's Confessions of a Shopaholic. I love this book. It means so much to me. It had a profound impact on me when I originally read it, and I think if you're looking for something like chick lit where romance isn't super important, now obviously as the series continues it gets to have more romantic elements, but still it's not all about that. This one's pretty light on the romance, so if you're worried about that, you don't have to be. And also, actually, even though this is a series, you could totally just read Confessions of a Shopaholic and be happy. You could just be like, that was a good story and I'm pleased with where it ended, and not have to read the rest of it if you didn't want to. But you should, because it's great. Now, Becky Bloomwood is kind of an interesting, she is a very flawed heroine, but I love her. I find her funny and endearing. Then we have my 3 romance novels. So the first I've talked about a bunch of times on here, and that is Blue-Eyed Devil by Lisa Kleypas, and this is a contemporary romance, and this is about a young woman named Haven, and she ends up in an abusive relationship and marriage, and at the beginning of the book she escapes this marriage, and the story is really about her road to recovery and her ability to trust again and have a romantic relationship and not be afraid that she's going to be mistreated. It has a little bit of like suspensefulness in it, and it's a really great romance. I love the hero in here, Hardy. He's fantastic, and this, along with Confessions of a Shopaholic, really showed me what first person could do in a story. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of first person, but in a lot of ways this book has to be told in first person so you can fully connect with Haven, and I definitely do. Next is To Pleasure a Prince by Sabrina Jeffries. This is probably my favorite Sabrina Jeffries books, and it's one of my favorite historical romances. This is about a woman who has dyslexia, and I mean, she obviously doesn't know what that is. She just knows she can't read, and she's never been able to learn, which is really bad and really embarrassing. So she thinks there's something wrong with her head. She doesn't tell anyone really, and so she feels like she can never get married and have kids because they would be like damaged. And so she kind of has this like air of being like basically a bitch. Like, they call her something pretty, but it's basically a bitch. And then she ends up, through events in the story, having to form a relationship, I guess, with a man named Marcus. He's the bastard son of the Prince of Wales, and that's what this whole series is about. It's a series of 3 books, and each of them is the bastard son of the Prince of Wales, and he's kind of like a monster and people fear him, and it's about their struggle to accept each other and everything. Yeah, I just really like it. I really like it a lot. Last and probably my favorite is Devil in Winter by Lisa Kleypas. I feel like I've talked about Lisa Kleypas a lot this month, and in general a lot, because I really, really like her. Like, I did a recommendation, author recommendation on her, which I will link below if I remember, and I talked about this book in there. This is just a great historical romance about a redeemed rake and a heroine with some issues. Like, she stutters and she's very shy and timid, and I love them both so much, and I love their story, I love their life. I would like read anything about them both. If you want to know how to do a redeemed rake, read this. It's like a guidebook on how to make it awesomeness. But so those are my top 5 non-YA books. If you want to watch any other Top 5 Wednesday videos, there is a link in the description to all of the participants. And if you want to recommend any non-YA books to me or other people, feel free to do so in the comments. And you can also let me know if you've read any of the books that I recommended. Thanks for watching. Bye!